this weekend, my son had a flat on his truck, and I had to go and rescue him. And he was somewhere where he probably shouldn't have been, and I didn't know where he was. But you know, he's 19 years old, so I can't tell him everything he needs to do. But it made me start wondering that Jordan was always the type that if I told him not to do something, he was going to try to do it anyway. Like when he was probably younger than you all, like in kindergarten or something, I would clean the floors or clean the carpets, and I would say, "Don't get on the carpet." And as soon as I would turn and walk away, he would zoom across the carpet as fast as he could just to see if he could get across it. And then I remember when he was in high school, he came home with a mohawk right down the middle of his head. Okay, all the rest of his hair is just all the way to the scalp, except for this big giant ridge of this mohawk right down the middle. And I tell my wife Christy, I'm like, why does he do that? He did that just to make me angry. She says, Larry, I don't think he did that just to make you angry. He's not trying to be defiant. He's just trying to be himself. Well, that made me think that my wife is a much better reader of people than I am. Okay? So today in our Reader's Workshop, I want to teach you about how we read characters. And we look at those people and their actions and what they say gives us a window to figuring out who they are and why they act the way they are. Okay? So today, we're going to read just a little bit of chapter 10 in The Tiger Rising, and I'm going to practice getting to know and reading the character of Willie Mae. Okay? Willie Mae's somebody we've already met one time, right? So, if you don't remember who she is, the section that I'm going to read will help you remember who she is. But I want you to watch what I do, eyes this way, watch what I do as a reader to try and figure out the character of Willie Mae. Rob was sweeping the laundry room when Willie Mae, the Kentucky Star's housekeeper, came in and threw herself down in one of the metal chairs that were lined up against the cement block wall. "You know what?" she said to Rob. "No, ma'am," said Rob. "I'll tell you what," said Willie Mae. She reached up and adjusted the butterfly clip in her thick black hair. "I'd rather be sweeping up after some pigs in that barn than cleaning up after the people in this place. Pigs, at least, give you some respect." I stop as a reader and I think, what does that tell me about Willie Mae? And then I think, she's a spitfire. She is not taking anything from anybody, right? That's what I'm thinking as a reader. But then I think, that really doesn't tell me a whole lot. So probably what I need to do is to read on just a little bit to learn more about her. I know that she's upset, and I'm thinking she's probably had bad encounters with people because she called everybody pigs, and she didn't like it. She could have been having a bad day. But I really think that it's because she stands up for herself. This is the type of character I'm thinking Willie Mae is. But I'm still just thinking and making a theory about my character, right? I'm trying to find that window into how she acts that tells me how she is going to behave. Readers, I really need your eyes this way. She values herself and she wants fair treatment, which is completely opposite, eyes this way, it's completely opposite of what Rob is. Because Rob lets people bully him around all the time. Norton and Billy Threemonger, they bully him around. Sistine started bullying him around. The whole crowd at the school started bullying him around. So the actions of Rob also help give me a window into the actions of Willie Mae and that character and understanding why is she in the book. She is a lot different than Rob though, because Rob keeps all his feelings bottled up inside. Willie Mae, she didn't keep her feelings bottled up inside. She comes right out in public and says, I don't like it. This is the way it is. And then I think, real quick as a reader, what could the character have done instead of just plopping herself down in the chair, or instead of saying that she'd rather be sweeping up in a pig's pen after some pigs in a barn than cleaning up after the people. She could have just gone on and not said anything at all. She could have just spoken to Rob and carried on. But I'm thinking that the author wants me to notice Willie Mae's character and maybe the difference between what the character of Willie Mae is like and what the character of Rob is like. Now the book doesn't say a whole lot about Willie Mae, but it does tell me how she acts. So let me reread that part. She came in and threw herself down in one of the metal chairs. Just, what does that tell you as a reader?
She's tired. She has a bad day.
She has a bad day or a bad attitude, doesn't she, Nathan? And then it says, I'd rather be sweeping up after some pigs in a barn than cleaning up after some people in this place. Pigs, at least, give you some respect. What does that tell you about Willie Mae, Dimitri?
I have the same feeling.
Okay, so you're connecting to the character? Richard?
She probably doesn't like doing that. She probably doesn't like her job, but that's the only way he gets the money.
She's not really pleased with her job, is she? But she's not going to take it from anybody. That's what I get as a reader. That's the feeling I get as a reader, is that she's not going to take anything from anybody. She's wanting respect, but she's going to demand that respect, right?
Yes.
Rob wants that respect, but he doesn't know how to demand it. He's not going to stand up for himself. Davis, what are you thinking?
Well, actually, I just really need to go to the bathroom and wash out my mouth. Just, she needs the money, but I don't know why she hired for an only job because she's talking about the manager. I was the manager. I'll say, get out.
Okay.
Fine.
But how do you think she's going to react if he did that, Dimitri, based on what we know about Willie Mae? If the boss said, get out, how do you think she's going to react?
Psycho.
She's going to go psycho, maybe. Okay? And that's based on what we know in that window that we've used to look into Willie Mae as a character, right? Okay, I'm going to read on, and I'm going to let you practice this time, and I want you to help me read the character of Willie Mae. Okay? So, I'm going to read quite a bit this time, but I'm going to read it from my big book so that I can stop. It's bigger print for me, and I can see it a little better. And I'm going to stop and ask you to write something for just a second. So be ready to write about the character of Willie Mae. Okay? I want you to pay particular attention to the actions of this character and what it reveals about that character. Okay? Rob leaned on his broom and stared at Willie Mae. He liked looking at her. Her face was smooth and dark, like a beautiful piece of wood. And Rob liked to think that if he'd been the one who carved Willie Mae, he would have made her just the way she was, with her long nose and high cheekbones and slanted eyes. What are you staring at? Willie Mae asked, her eyes narrowed. What you doing out of school? Rob shrugged. I don't know, he said. What do you mean you don't know? Don't be moving your shoulders up and down in front of me acting like some skinny old bird trying to fly away. You want to end up cleaning motel rooms for a living? Rob shook his head. That's right. Ain't nobody wants this job. I'm the only fool Beauchamp can pay to do it. You got to go to school, she said. Else you'll end up like me. Take a minute and think about Willie Mae's actions that tell you something about her. Think about how she might have acted or how she might have spoken instead of the way she did. And write down what you think about Willie Mae. Write it down.
You told like what she just said to Rob?
Her actions, and what does that tell you about her? Right quick.
Can you read it again?
The whole thing?
No.
Just the last part? Okay. What do you mean you don't know? Don't be moving your shoulders up and down in front of me acting like some skinny old bird trying to fly away. You want to end up cleaning motel rooms for a living? Rob shook his head. That's right. Ain't nobody wants this job. I'm the only fool Beauchamp can pay to do it. You got to stay in school, she said, else you'll end up like